Historian Yuval Noah Harari coined a term a few years ago, and it had people kind of terrified. The term was the useless class. Now, he didn't say that to be mean. He used that to describe a group of people that are unemployable. And by unemployable, I mean that the system, the economic system, no longer needs them, needs their labor to function. And though he coined that term a few years ago, that is no longer a prediction, that is reality. If you look at the raw data that came out in December in the United States, there were 1 million more people looking for work than there were jobs available to those people. 1 million. It means for the first time in a decade, the math had flipped and all the power had transferred from the employee to the employer. And that's just the official number. That has no account. That doesn't take in the amount of people who just completely checked out of the workforce. Those who've been without a job for so long that they've given up, that they no longer want to try to participate in a system that's really just kind of broken them. And that's where the great refusal really comes in. Now, the average number of applications that actually go to a corporate job posting on websites like ZipRecruiter are about 300 to 500. That means that every time that you apply for a job, you are competing with 300 to 500 other people. Now, how many of them are AI? That's a different story. But the thing is, the whole process has gotten so ridiculous, so undignified, and so belittling that you have people going through 8 rounds of interviews, spanning over months just to get ghosted and not given any response. But for most people, when you do put in an application, you might as well get a scratch-off lottery ticket. You have a better odds of winning, literally, on a scratch-off ticket. But why is that? It's because half the jobs aren't even real. They're just ghost jobs. Companies post them just to look like they're growing on Wall Street. Or companies use it to harvest data. Knowing that America is going through a job crisis right now, corporations are still capitalizing on the desperation of the working class. Most have already announced that at the end of 2025, going into 2026, most of these companies aren't actually interested in hiring people. Or if they are, AI is filtering out these resumes before a set of human eyes actually gets a chance to look at them. So if you don't have the exact keyword density, you're deleted. You're not even invisible. So what happens when you have a generation? I mean, people who are in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and even in their 50s at this point, who realize that the game is rigged. Again, that's the great refusal. That's what's happening in America right now. It's not that they won't work. It's not that the incentive to work is gone. But the old deal was, you work for us for 40 hours a week, you're going to get a house, you're going to get a car, you're going to get a dog, maybe you're going to get a family, you're going to have a life. The new deal is, you give us 40 hours a week of your life. We're going to give you enough to pay for rent of a room in a shared apartment with 3 other people. You're not going to be able to afford a car. And we're going to fire you at some point via a Zoom call just because the algorithm told us that we can save 4% on our quarterly earnings. If 40 hours a week, working 40 hours a week still leaves you in poverty, the question is, why work? Like I said, it's not laziness, it's efficiency. Now, to my friends in Toronto, Sydney, and London, yes, you have a housing crisis. Yes, you have a cost of living crisis. You have youth unemployment creeping up, but you still have a safety net. You still have healthcare. But you need to understand that the companies, the corporations that operate in America also operate in your countries as well. The AI that is replacing the mediocre white-collar employee in Chicago is the exact same AI that's going to replace the white-collar worker in Melbourne and in Manchester as well. What we're witnessing is the structural decoupling of profit from labor. Now, for the past 100 years, all these companies and corporations have needed people to make a profit. Now they're realizing that they can make more profit, more money by having fewer people. So in that way, with the erasure of these jobs, not just the layoffs, but the deletion of the jobs themselves, the position, and the fact that we already have 1 million plus people, probably 2 or 3, that just do not have the ability to get a job because that job doesn't exist. We have the useless class. And these are men and women of working age who have no economic utility anymore. Society looks at them with disgust. It says that they're lazy. But the thing is, it has nothing to do with them or their actions for the most part. It's just the fact that the system itself has failed. At least the system has failed in the ways that it's supposed to help the working class, but the system is doing exactly what it's supposed to do for the wealthiest in this nation. My fear in this for my people. My genuine fear is that America is letting people fall through the cracks and rot. And Europe and the rest of the world are kind of a few years behind. Because when you have millions of military-age people with no jobs, no purpose, no life, no future, no ownership in the nation that they belong to, your nation as it exists doesn't have a future. And the consequences of that are not a recession, it is a revolution or a collapse. As simple as that. So if you are struggling with work right now, if you're unemployed, if you're long-term unemployed, if you've kind of given up, understand that you're simply one of those 300 to 500 people that are submitting that application for the same position. You're the same ones who are doing that and hearing nothing back from those companies. Don't let them tell you that you're useless, that you're broken, the machine is broken, the system is broken, the system is corrupted. Find your value elsewhere. Because the reality is your community, your family, your friends, these are the people who love you. This economy never will. Now, I've been back in America for a little over a year now. And coming back and having to get a job, having a wife who was pregnant, we just bought a house, made some irresponsible financial decisions, but still, thankfully, we were able to find a job. Even though I had to start as a county clerk, quickly I was able to find something else, thankfully. Because if we did fall through the cracks on this one, the saga, the lore of Large Men Abroad would be very different. But it's not abnormal to think that this system is leaving you behind, and that's because it has. And I'm the last person to say give up. You have to be tenacious to live. You have to be tenacious to survive in the United States as things are getting worse. And if you do fall into that useless class, understand that that's not something that you're permanently trapped in. Right? If you haven't found a job for a long time, keep at it. Eventually you're going to get one. Do what you have to. There's nothing wrong with the fact that you had to move back in with your family. There's nothing wrong with the fact that you've had to downsize. There's nothing wrong with having to make a lateral move to a job that you never actually thought you would have worked in the first place, even if you're making less. None of these things devalue you as a human being or a person by any means. And you can't let anyone think that it does. You're all people. You're Americans, you're English, you're Scottish, you're German, whatever it may be. You still have inherent value as a human, and understand that people do see that, and that you're not alone. You don't live in the shadows, and that people still care and love you. But if you're still here at this point, ladies and gentlemen, like and subscribe, hype the channel, give donations to the channel. That's always great. Think about becoming a member. Welcome to the new members. Quite a few of you have been rolling in. We appreciate your support here. But definitely subscribe and ring the bell. That way you're getting notifications on the channel, because we talk about pretty serious stuff sometimes and the algorithm does like to hold it back. So any questions, put it down below. We appreciate the hell out of you guys as always. Food for thought. Have a good one.